I lived on a dirt road pretty much my entire life.
Okay.
That was my goal, was to get off the dirt road. I make 80% of my revenue in 6 months. Well, that means the other 6 months is only 20%.
Yeah.
How am I going to make sure I survive all of that?
Yeah.
No one tells you that when you start. So
Yeah.
you go in the industry, it's like 3 months and you're like, I'm rich. I'm getting a new car. January comes, I'm hiding from the repo man.
Yeah.
So just because you have a lead doesn't mean it means anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You paid to get that name and number. What you do with it from there is up to you. And not everyone's going to be good. I want a $100 a day budget and I want 15 leads.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want a unicorn.
Yeah, exactly right.
I mean, we all have ones, right? Let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of companies and a lot of guys I talk to are like, oh, well, you can't make money doing things this way. You have to have a dollar amount set. And like the PE groups are big on it, right?
Yeah.
You have to have $1 per call to get in there.
Yeah.
If you go back to focusing on the customer and making sure that you did everything that they asked and you met all of their needs and they love you and they recommend you, they spend money with you every time.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where I think a lot of guys are missing this. If just take care of the customer, dude. You'll be surprised. The return's there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Blueprint. Today I'm here with Brandon Copeland, home services entrepreneur and also a veterinary clinic specialist superstar. Man, I don't know this guy from Adam. So stay tuned and let's find out together. And if you guys could do me a favor and click the like button right down there. It's going to help us get more of these stories out. Let these guys find out if they're doing something that you're doing that you might want to get a little more knowledge about. So do me a favor. Click. Adam, thanks for being on the show. It's like my name's not Adam. Told you I didn't know him from Adam.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, that's not it.
No, Brandon. No, we had the same name, so I had to start it up a little differently. So
that's fair. Weird introducing yourself.
Yeah, it is kind of weird introducing myself. Eyebrows went up when I said it. So thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, had a mutual friend kind of connect us and said this is kind of your guy. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Yeah. Tell me a little about yourself. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Florida.
Okay.
From the Tampa Bay area. I grew up in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived on a dirt road pretty much my entire life.
Okay.
That was my goal, was to get off the dirt road. So
okay. Why didn't you like the dirt road?
So when I turned 16, I got a truck.
Okay.
Couldn't keep it clean.
Yeah.
Going on a date Friday night, watched the truck.
Yeah.
By the time I got off the road, it was dirty again. Had to stop at the BP and wipe it back down. So it was clean and ready to go.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And you lived in Florida for how long?
I lived in Florida till about 5.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And then came straight here to Texas.
And what was the leap that took you from Florida to Texas?
So in Florida, I was in the home service industry. I was in the air conditioning industry for basically the time I was an adult.
Okay.
And then got burnt out, didn't want to do it anymore. So I jumped on that solar wave that came through. That everybody was hopping on. I said, it's a great industry.
Yeah.
Jumped on that. The company I worked for had locations in Texas. Like, hey, you want to go to Texas? I mean, I get out of Florida? Absolutely. I'm done. Let's go. Let's load up. So me and the wife load up. We moved out here. And then I was selling solar across Texas and part of Oklahoma. Then the industry changed. All the interconnection laws changed. It wasn't beneficial for homeowners anymore. I didn't want to be in the industry. I was like, that's it. I'm done. Okay. And then determining what I want to do for a job after that. I had my contractor's license in Florida. I was like, well, maybe I'll just start a small AC company out here and just, work Monday through Friday and go home on the weekends and just be a one truck show. Yeah. And that's kind of what got us to where we're at today.
When you said that it turned into it wasn't good for the customers, like what changed so much? Like, I don't know that people even understand that. People start to think that it's still a viable thing or not. I don't know.
So at one point, solar was a great market or great item for a customer as a homeowner. Yeah. It was essentially you were prepaying for your electricity. Okay. So the same way you'd go put gas in your car, if somebody came up to you at a gas station and was like, hey, $1 a gallon per gas right now, once you pay $50, gas is free for the rest of your life. Yeah. Would you have taken that deal? 100%, yeah. That's how solar was when it first started. There was no restrictions from the power companies of how much you could put on. So you could oversize systems where customers could have 120, 130% production and get checks back. Yeah. Then it was too lucrative for the homeowners. They started changing interconnection laws. So where it was, now you can only do 100% offset. Then it went down to 80% offset, plus you had to pay a higher connection charge. So whenever they changed all that back in 22 was the first year that they enforced it. Yeah. Your benefits were gone.
Were the people that were grandfathered into this at all?
So yes, if you were grandfathered in prior to the changeover, you were good. But what would happen is the power company would come to you and go, hey, so right now you're only getting 15 cents a watt. But if you sign this new contract, it's now 18 cents a watt. Yeah. But in that fine print was that interconnection change that lost your 130% offset.
Man, that's terrible.
So, and that's where a lot of people lost that huge savings that they had to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough, man. You think that you're doing something for a long term, and because you do a pretty big initial investment, right?
Yeah, they're expensive. When you start, you're anywhere on the low end $20,000, and they run up to. I mean, I've seen systems $120,000-$130,000 on houses.
That's crazy.
And I mean, at that point, you're basically your own power grid when you first start. Mm-hmm. And a system like that, if your power bill was running $800 a month, now that solar system payment's probably $500-$600 a month, and you had that difference in between. But then all of a sudden the interconnections change. Now you've got that $5 or $6 payment, plus you're going to have whatever's left of the power bill. Say it's 20% of 800, still $160.
Yeah,
you haven't saved anything.
Yeah, 100%. So why couldn't somebody just go off the grid altogether with that?
So a lot of the major companies in town, it's really hard to get off the grid because of the contracts and the laws. But on the outskirts, like out here in middle of nowhere, Texas, you can go off grid. You just have to have the battery backups that's going to take. Your home's also going to be totally different in the way a normal home would operate. Okay. You wouldn't have, a bunch of lights. You wouldn't have your air conditioning running full blast. You'd run a lot more on more efficient, like mini splits and lower energy usage items. Okay. But then you have to regulate your power because it's not endless at that point.
Okay. Peaks and valleys are going to kill you. And once there's no bank to really hold all this.
You can have the battery banks. They're just expensive. Yeah. And you have to have multiples to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So it just wasn't feasible for someone to have a lot of that in their house. And
not like if you were in a tiny home, absolutely.
Okay.
But in like a standard home, it's not a great idea.
Okay. Well, that's cool, man, because you hear all this stuff about people wanting to save money and do these things that are better for the environment and everything else. But, when you get really down to the logistics of the way things are supposed to happen, it's like, it's just not feasible. It's just, it's all pie in the sky stuff. But people are, half knowledgeable about things, and they try to turn the everyone else in the economy to make you feel like you're not doing the right thing, right? Yep. That's crazy. Well, that's cool. Do you mind if we jump back to the very beginning? Sure. Born in Florida, you went to school in Florida your entire time. You have how many brothers, sisters?
Yep. I've got an older brother and a younger sister.
Okay.
Yep. I went to school in Florida. Went to Atlantic Lakes High School.
Okay. Were you guys close?
Oh yeah. I mean, me and my brother, we're 7 years apart.
Okay.
Me and my sister are only 2 years apart. So me and her went through school together. My brother was like the half generation ahead of me. Mm-hmm. So by the time I got there, the teachers knew who I was, knew who he was. Uh-huh. Then I was like, okay, so are you following his footsteps, or you got your own path laid out?
Was that a good footstep to follow?
They remembered him for 7 years.
Yeah.
He definitely set an example.
Yeah. No, I kind of got the same one going for me. So,
gotcha.
Well, that's cool, man. I always ask that question because you want to hear, like, when someone goes through, it's like people are either watching out for you or they're excited for you to come be the next one, right?
Right.
And so you got to wonder, like, what someone's upbringing was like, And so was that hard to? Did you follow the same path, or did you have a different one?
I mean, I looked up to him a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, same mistakes. I mean, he was doing them. Like, this is a great idea. We should definitely follow the same footsteps. Yeah. I mean, my sister makes the joke now as an adult. She's like, you guys really didn't set the bar very high to do better. So I'm like, well, at least we kept it low for you.
Well, that's awesome. And I guess she took the right path.
Yeah. No, she went to college, became a school teacher. She's doing great. She still lives in Florida.
Okay.
So yeah, she did the right things. We learned.
Your folks are still there?
Yeah, they still live there.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And in high school, you were into sports, or you were into art or music, or what were you into?
ISS a lot.
Into ISS. Yep. That's cool.
Yep. I was a very frequent flyer. I probably saw my ISS teacher more than my science teacher. Yeah. So, I mean, in high school, like high school was surviving for me. Yeah. I did not excel in high school. I wasn't great. I wasn't a perfect student. Mm-hmm. High school for me, I got really good grades in 9th and 10th grade. It really went down at the end of 10th grade.
Right.
So, and then at that point, I just got to get out.
Yeah. That's crazy because I remember I'm kind of the same guy. I spent 6 months in school suspension for one period specifically. And the things that we did in that class, kids wouldn't get to go to school anymore today.
Right.
To be quite honest. And so, you think about survival and time and where it's at and how that's really kind of affected you, and what you got away with back then versus what you get away with now. Right.
Right.
But I think those things mold you differently. I had a teacher that told me when I was a junior, I came in and she was like, hey, look, you've been jacking around this entire time, right? Like, you're one of the smartest kids in my class. I'm not having it. She goes, so I'm going to get your coach. Sat my coach down and said, if he doesn't have an A in my class, I want you not to let him play. And I said, that's not how it happens. It's no pass, no play. That's the deal.
Right.
coach sided with her and said, no, I'm with this. And not only did I have straight A's in her class, I had straight A's in every other class from there on out, right? And it really took me from like bottom dweller to being able to pick myself up, but I needed a slap in the face on that one, you know, and somebody did that for me. So I understand that, you know, completely of going through the, you know, knockdown stage to get through to the other side. So, all right, cool. So you spent a lot of time in ISS, which is, you know, a really good spot to be.
I mean, it's great to like prep you for prison.
Prep you, yeah.
I mean, learn how to draw really cool small pictures on desks. And no, honestly, I had a really good ISS teacher. So it sounds like probably the worst place to find your best teacher.
Yeah.
But dude, this lady, she believed in me where I'd say most of my teachers didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure most of my teachers saw me digging a ditch in the future.
Yeah.
So, which I took that detour.
Yeah.
It sucked. Didn't want to do it long.
Yeah.
So,
have you seen the meme that's out that said, to that one teacher that said I wasn't going to do anything except dig ditches and have minimum wage salaries my whole life? Man, that's a lucky guess.
No, I haven't seen it, but I wish I found it.
I'll send it to you afterwards.
All right.
But it is cool to kind of see that you kind of have to stumble before you got to pick up, right?
Yeah.
And I think for someone like yourself who's gotten into some of the other industries, was that the bottom for you? Was it like, hey, I'm here, you know, I've graduated high school. You got through high school, right?
Yeah, I got through high school.
Okay. And then after that, you'd kind of hit bottom, or where was bottom?
Dude, I've hit bottom, I feel like, more than once, man. It's like every time you think you're doing good, you know, your feet get kicked out from underneath you. You start back over. And you're like, dude, how am I going to build off of this? You know?
Yeah.
So like I left high school. I mean, after high school wasn't bad. I had decent jobs, did really good.
What was your first one?
My very first job out of high school was working for the cable company.
Okay.
Like I was doing direct TV.
Okay.
Which I thought was like the coolest thing ever, man. I got a company vehicle. I got to go install TV. I got to drive around, you know, check things out. And then I ended up getting fired like 2 years later. No, a year and a half in, I got let go. Let go is a nice way of saying fired.
Yeah.
It was fired.
Yeah.
And
people trying to get free service.
No, it was, dude, I got fired over, what was it? I got accused of doing side work, which you can't really do side work in the or in the cable company. I work for DirecTV. Okay. Like it's a satellite dish. You have to activate the boxes.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you redid somebody's closet and did everything. Yeah, because it looked cool.
Yeah.
You know, I liked it. I thought it looked really cool. I took a bunch of photos of it. I posted it. And like, oh, well, that's side work. It wasn't side work. You get paid for side work.
Yeah.
That was volunteer hours.
Yeah.
I won an award. And then, so let me go for that. And then I applied for the Florida Highway Patrol. I was going to go be a cop.
Okay.
And super excited for it.
Yeah.
Went through the application process, went through my interviews, went through my polygraph test, did all the stuff you're supposed to do ahead of time. And like, okay, cool. We'll give you a call with your academy date in a few months. And then during that time, I got hired on as a driver for my brother at an HVAC company because there was something wrong with his license where you're like, you can't drive one of our vehicles.
Yeah.
So like, oh, you have a clean record? Perfect. You're the one for it. So I drive around with him and then like, well, we're going to teach you how to actually do air conditioning. And then in like 4 or 5 months, I made more than I was going to make all year as a cop driving around Florida.
Yeah.
So by the time it came time to go to the academy, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stay doing this now.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I got to HVAC.
Yeah. And so once you jumped into that, how long did it take to start building your way up inside that?
So my first year I worked at a really small company. Okay. There wasn't a lot of room for growth there. And then I went to some of the bigger companies like, I want some more opportunities to really grow. It took about a good 3 to 4 years before you're really making good money in the industry.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, at the time, dude, $45,000 a year, I was 20 years old. That was a lot. I was excited.
Yeah.
And then once you finally start growing, it's like, okay, I don't think I'd ever do it again for that, but it's worth a start. Worth a start.
You hear about a lot of these jobs that are going on, they're changing now just because of AI, right?
Yeah.
And they always say that plumbers, HVAC, people that work with their hands are going to be the most solid jobs that are out there for forever, right? They're going to be the ones that start to, people make a lot more money at, right? You agree with this? You think this is the future?
It's so to say that AI is not going to be in our industry would be wrong. I mean, we're using AI today.
Yeah.
If you go on your phone and you go on ChatGPT will walk you through how to diagnose your issues in your house.
Right.
Not necessarily they'll give you the skills to fix it, but at least get you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And when we bring new technicians in, You know, that's one of the first things that they're doing in the field. If you watch them, like take a new kid that's used to all the technology that we didn't grow up with, and watch them in the field. They'll turn to their phone for everything
immediately. Yeah,
and it's like it's crazy because you've got a guy here that's got 15 years of experience in this industry, and that phone just told this newbie exactly what was going on.
Yeah, probably in a cleaner, more easily understandable,
right?
Format, right?
Yeah, exactly.
With less attitude.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like you start to think about things and how they grow and how they expand, and instruction's one of them, right?
Yeah.
And so do you think that's going to take away tenure? Do you think that's going to like chop off the top guys that are in there? Do you think people are not going to get paid as much for their experience anymore?
I think it's not necessarily they won't get paid for their experience, but their role and their expectations are going to change.
Okay.
You're going to see a decline in the senior technicians that can walk the younger technicians through things, but you're going to need the structure and the order that all the younger technicians are missing.
Yeah.
So you go from being a skilled tradesman to a babysitter, essentially.
A cat herder.
Yeah. Cat herder's a good one to go with too.
Yeah.
It's just a different level. It's evolving to it. Same thing with the car industry. I mean, that's all automated now. There's still people that are managing the machines. It's just a different tool, same general idea.
Yeah. It's crazy to see how fast it's growing too. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, I understand. Like, you see the ramp of how fast this is going up, right? It's not a standard. It's a hockey stick, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you see how just our culture in general is learning so fast now. I mean, it took 50 years to do something, figure something out beforehand, and 200 before that, and 1,000 before that, and you got to think in a couple of years, we're going to have all these things cured, and maybe we'll get to those flying cars before long, right?
Right.
Back to the Future movies we were watching back in the day, that thought 2025 was going to be it.
Exactly. Man, imagine getting rid of the traffic on 30 with flying cars. Like, it's going to be terrible because 100% people are going to be texting and flying.
Yeah, I'll take that. It'll save me a little bit though, but I do like that's why I live out in the country anyways. I got away from all that. I didn't want to deal with that anymore. But
see, my wife does not. She is 100%. We are staying in town. I need to be 5 minutes from Target. I got to be close to everything. Yeah. So like, look at all this property and stuff. She's like, looks like it's got bugs.
Yeah. I had a debate with mine when we first started that. I said I wanted to go 25 acres, and she was like, "No, I want the same answer you did." I said, "Well, let's just negotiate." So we got 2 acre lots, and about 3 or 4 or 5 years into it, she was like, "We should have done the 25." And I was like, "But at least we got to this far." You can always upgrade, but that's the way it goes. You got to kind of pull them just a little bit.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that's cool. So after HVAC, you stayed in that for a little bit. You learned that part of the industry.
Yes.
Did you explore in it? Because I know most home services companies are, electric and plumbing and HVAC and sewer. And, you start to get these peaks and valleys that you're overlaying to make sure that you don't have any downtime. Right. HVAC is amazing from May to September.
Yeah.
Right. And then outside of that, you got guys that are sitting on their hands.
Exactly.
Did you start jumping into some of the other fields?
So when I was in Florida, I was strictly HVAC because we had a longer season. We got hotter sooner, got cold later.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to try to be a plumber. And then I went and did a ride along one day with a plumber. I'm like, nope, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Not at all. And this is the same guy I rode with, was the guy that watched bare hand all the snake and the stuff in the toilet.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'm pretty sure he rinsed off with a water hose. We hit a 7-Eleven. He got a roller. I never saw him wash his hands. He was not wearing gloves. From that point forward, and I've got a good buddy that's a plumber, and I've made fun of him all the time. Like, I don't think y'all wash your hands. That's why y'all were immune to any kind of bacteria virus that's ever happened because of how you guys work and what you eat. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. This industry's not for me.
Those guys will be the toughest guys in the world. They'll be the cockroaches of the world that will not die from anything, right?
Yep.
We're all gonna get cleaned out by the next virus, and everybody else is just gonna be sitting there just chilling the entire time. No, I've kind of felt the same way. Like there's a lot of it's a very lucrative business.
Yeah.
Right, to get in there and do that. But so you didn't want to go that route.
No, I didn't. And then electrical, I started playing electrical. So what I found out too, and with owning all 3 trades in the company, is an HVAC guy can learn electrical really easily because it's tracing wires, which is a lot of what HVAC is.
Yeah.
If you take an electrician and put him in HVAC, he's lost.
Yeah.
Like I can't figure that out. Like I can't do low voltage to high voltage conversions or figure out where it changes. HVAC guys, they can walk right in and be like, well, if the white wire means it's a neutral, I just got to follow this all the way through the house and I'll find the problem somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, they're slower at it, but I mean, they'll get it figured out.
So you spent some time doing that. You thought that may be a future for you, or you just did it as something to bridge the gap?
So whenever I first started, like, maybe I want to switch electrical, because I was getting burnt out on HVAC. I didn't want to keep doing it. It was getting old. It was getting boring to me. And I worked for a decent company that was large enough that they could sustain the calls and put me in ride-alongs and put me with other technicians.
Yeah.
And going into it, it's like, honestly, the problem is they'll spend 2-3 hours chasing one wire. They don't have the attention span for that.
Right.
I'm bored. I'm like, this point, like, look, dude, I can't just be like, all right, cool, replace the wire. It's like, we have to find out where this break is.
Yeah.
And, they're crawling through insulation, and, he's shoulder deep in that itchy fiberglass insulation. I'm like, I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Like,
what happens when you get to that point and those guys have done like, it's really big for the foam insulation walls now.
Yeah.
You go to start chasing the wire and it goes into that. How does that change?
Well, the foam looks really good. And then whenever you're done, you're over there with great stuff going.
You're just peeling everything out of the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of your wires are all ran because your spray foam goes up on your ceiling, which you don't have a lot of wires in. A lot of your wires are going to be down on the ground. So you usually don't run into much of that.
Okay.
I went into a house, this was years ago. It was here in Texas, up in McKinney, and they spray foamed everything. The ductwork, the furnace was spray foamed in, everything, top, bottom, all of it. Like somebody went up there with a spray foam gun and got super excited with it and just did everything. I'm like, cool. I don't know if it does anything more for your ducts than what the insulation's already doing. I think you just way over foamed everything, but it was a nightmare to work on. Everything was terrible.
Yeah, everything was just closed in. You had no way to trace anything, right?
I'm at this point, I'm cutting styrofoam or the spray foam out of the way to get the door off the furnace. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah, so you're not a fan?
I mean, I think it's great stuff.
Yeah.
I just, as far as that particular house was like, I'd never want to do that again.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever seen it done. Normally it's just up on the ceiling.
Ceiling down through the walls, through the attic as well. All right, so you got into electric and you started rolling that route.
Yeah.
And you thought, this is not for me either, or you thought, I'm going to let this run out?
No, it was like a 30-day venture.
30-day
venture.
Okay.
30-day venture. We were past our slow season HVAC. I could jump back in HVAC again. So it was not very long.
The burnout didn't last, very long for getting away from HVAC.
Well, because the burnout only happens during the slow season when you're sitting at home and it's like, man, how am I going to make money? I don't have any calls to run. I have no way to go work. Like,
it wasn't that you were tired of that part of the business. No, you need to make some cash.
Right. It's the ups and downs. Because the industry, especially when you first start, and everyone's like, I want to go into HVAC. There's so much money in it. There is in a very short period of time. So you have to figure out, how am I going to balance my budget to, where I make 80% of my revenue in 6 months. Yeah. Well, that means the other 6 months is only 20%. Yeah. How am I going to make sure I survive all of that? Yeah. No one tells you that when you start. So you go in the industry, it's like 3 months and you're like, I'm rich. I'm getting a new car. Yeah. January comes, I'm hiding from the repo man. Yeah. So it's a very up and down industry. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like the roller coaster. And then once I kind of got the routine of it, it wasn't so bad. Okay. But it's learning the routine.
Okay. So you only needed 30 days in electric to bridge the gap?
Well, we were coming out of season. So it was at the point, it was in Florida, it was March. Okay. March is like perfect weather. Nobody's turning the AC on. Yeah. We're not hot yet. There's no really, maybe one call a day if I'm lucky, and it's like a maintenance on a brand new unit. So it's like, there's not much here for me. Yeah. So it was like at the time, like, hey man, I want to go try electrical. And at the time, like, oh yeah, we need some guys over there. I'll let you, ride with Ryan. He can show you some stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go do that. Yeah. I rode around with him and it's like, all right, now what's going on here? Okay. Light switch isn't working. Okay. So what does that mean? We check the light switch. Oh, got it. Cool. All right, let's go check a light switch. And it's a lot of this all day. Right.
It's chasing stuff.
Yeah. Well, everything's a flathead, which is like the worst screw to work on ever. Screwdriver slips out at least 3 to 4 times.
Yeah. So after that, what happened? You went back to HVAC and you ran that for a couple of years, or?
Yep, went back to HVAC. So this was 2016, 2017-ish in that area. So I was at one of the larger companies. So I just went right back in the field, finished that out. And then it was the mid 2018 where I was like, I'm done with the industry. I want to leave. I want to do something different.
Okay. And what were you going to go into?
I actually went into life insurance.
Okay. And so you got into a lot of things that were kind of like, I don't want to say low barrier of entry, but
that's what it was. It was, how do I get into something without a college degree? Yeah. That pays really well. Yeah. Dude, I got sold on a dream for life insurance, man. They sit you down, they do an interview with like 40 people at a time. They basically paint this whole picture of what you can do. And I mean, at the time I was in HVAC sales. I'm like, sales are sales. I can sell anything. Yeah. So I went in there and I did decent. Like, and once you start ranking up, it's almost like almost like an MLM. It's like you get in there and it's like, okay, you build yourself. Then you start building your team underneath you, and then your team underneath you, and then you're paid off of these guys. These guys are paid off of these guys, and you're just collecting money along the way.
Right.
Which was really cool once you start building the pipeline. But I went from making really good money in HVAC to like I was making okay money in insurance, and I had to work 6-7 days a week, and I hate cold calling, and it was like that was what you did majority of the day. So I mean, as I went into it, I hated it. Looking back now, it was a lot of things that helped get me to where I'm at today of learning some of those skills, like the cold calling skills and recruiting skills were two of the biggest things that you do in life insurance.
Yeah.
And then that's from there, wasn't making the money, went into solar, and then that's how I got out here.
So you went directly from insurance to solar?
Yes.
How long were you in solar for?
Solar. So I started solar in 2019.
Okay.
And I left in the beginning of 22.
Okay.
So 21 was my last full year in solar.
Okay. And then you came here and you thought, all right, I've learned all these tricks, right? Yeah. Got my bag of tools over here. I'm going to start my own. Or did you start working for someone here first?
So I started my own. I just went and got my license.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, I'm just going to run home warranty calls. Yeah. And anyone in the industry can tell you home warranty calls suck. There's no money there. You're working below what the industry standard is. But I don't have to go. I don't know anything about marketing. So I don't have to market myself. Yeah. I literally just have to go to these houses, do the repair, submit a bill for them, get paid, and move on. And that's how it started. Was just doing that. And I was like, oh, I was telling my wife, I'll work Monday through Friday. It'll be great. I don't have to worry about any of it.
Yeah. Were you happy doing that?
It was. And someone convinced me, he's like, bro, we should try some marketing stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know anything about marketing. So I put some money into marketing and it failed miserably. I'm like, nope, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going back to home warranty calls. Yeah. And then I had a good buddy that was working with me at the time. And then me and him were tag teaming these home warranty calls. And he was running a truck and I was running a truck. And then every once in a while we get a retail flip. And then I was like, crap, I don't have an installer. And I don't want to install an air conditioner. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and found a guy that would install for me on the side. He actually still works for me today. Okay. Eventually I was able to bring him on full time and had him installing for me. So then I was working on doing retail flips. And then like 5 months in, the market just stopped. It was slow season and home warranty just cut everything. Man. So I was like, oh, there's no money. And then that's whenever we started marketing and actually learning how. So
what was the first marketing exploration that you did that failed?
So I tried Google. Okay. Google is extremely expensive to play with.
PPC?
Did PPC, LSA. Yep. It was very, very expensive. Yep. I was competing against some of the bigger guys in the area and I couldn't outrank them. Yep. Like they were just crushing me. I was just spending hundreds of dollars a day and just watching my account drain. Yeah.
What were you trying to get leads on?
So I tried Yelp. Okay. Yelp was terrible. I tried Angie's List. Okay. That was worse than Yelp.
Yep. They signed you up for a year.
Yeah. And then I went to Facebook marketing. And when I originally started Facebook marketing, it wasn't great. Like I wasn't really getting much. And then I found a guy that said, hey man, I'll come in, I'll build you a whole marketing campaign. In 30 days, you won't have enough, you have so much work, you won't know what to do. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. He's like, it's $12,000. Huh. Okay. Cool. I've got like 15 saved up at this time. So I'm like, let's do it. So pay the 12. And then 2 weeks later, I've got nothing. And I'm like, hey man, what's going on here? He's like, oh, we're almost there. We're just building out, finalizing a few things. Okay. Yeah. 2 weeks later, I got nothing. I'm a month in now. Yeah. Dude, I'm getting little small calls here or there. I got nothing going on. I'm like, hey bro, I don't have anything. What's going on? He's like, oh yeah, we're working on it. Give me another 30 days. I don't have 30 days. I'll be out of business. And then, so I ended up canceling with him and I'm like, crap. I was like, well, maybe I can dispute on my credit card. So luckily Amex took care of it. They let me dispute it. And I was like, all right, cool. I got that cash back. Yeah. Still screwed. Still don't know what we're going to do to market. And then I found another guy. He's like, do I do Facebook marketing? He's like, I'm really good. I had a friend that was using him. He's like, yeah, he does great for us. So I talked to him. He's like, I'll guarantee you, I'll get you $20,000 in the next 30 days or you don't pay me. And I was like, okay. So how much is it? He's like, $2,000 and you pay ad spend. I'm like, $2,000 is a lot better than 12. Yeah. So I'm like, either way, I'm out of business in 30 days anyway. So I might as well just go for it at the end. Dude, I turned on ads with him and within 3 days we were like, calls were coming in. Like we were filtering leads. And this is where the life insurance helped because I'm calling these customers. I'm getting them on the phone. I'm setting these appointments. And then it went from that to, 3 days in, I made my first sale on it. I'm like, okay, it's working. With that first month, I did $221,000 in the first 30 days working with him. Wow. That's the biggest month I'd had. That was basically half the first year's revenue that I started with. And so it was like that quick launch that got us going. So Facebook's where I found my niche in marketing.
Yeah. You're doing meta ads is what you were doing?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool, man. You got a little traction out of that. How many leads? Yeah. How many leads were you pulling in or asking for?
So in the beginning, we were spending like $100 a day, and I would get 3 to 4 leads a day.
Okay.
And I was 3 or 4. Usually half of them would convert to appointments.
Okay.
And then we bumped it up and just kept increasing it until we were maxing it out.
You had a 50% conversion rate on the ads were coming. Were you the sales guy?
I was everything. I was the dispatcher, the service tech, the sales guy, the service tech, the parts runner, whatever it needed. The only thing I didn't do was the installs.
Yeah. And then when it comes down to it, like, you know, because we are a marketing company, we do a lot of stuff for home services as well. And so thinking about, you know, the funnel as it goes through that, right? It gets all the way down to the very end. As you start to grow, you can't be the sales guy for everybody. Right? No. You can't be the guy that closes it. And when you start to buy leads for multiple vans and multiple, you know, techs that are out there, and next thing you know, they're not closing at your rate, that becomes very hard and very difficult to kind of keep up. What do you do at that point?
It does. So, and that was one of the first pain points that we had is all of a sudden these leads were coming in. I'm being in the industry, you don't want to turn anyone away. You want to take as many as you can.
Right.
So we're putting new trucks on the road, putting new guys on the road. And then exactly like you said, you can't close them all and they don't close at your rate. So now our booking rate's gone down because I've got dispatchers. The sales rate's gone down because I'm not the one selling them. They don't have the same heart, and this has to work as you do as an owner.
Right.
And so you go to that pain point where it's like, okay, what's the actual average? Where should I be? Because obviously my numbers don't work anymore. So how does it still play into what we're doing, and does it actually match, you know, or make sense? That was one of the hardest pain points to get through, though, was going through that transition of understanding of what's realistic versus what you do, and making sure that they're meeting your standards by essentially using you as the phone call. So if you're in the house, I want to know what your issues are. Let me help you build your options. Let me help you do it the way I do it. You know, and continuous training, like constant training guys.
Are you listening to their phone calls at this point?
I don't. I have somebody else that does. But like back then, I wasn't listening to their calls. Like there was so much in the beginning that was just like Wild West, not tracking, not knowing anything. It was just working. And then you start putting numbers down and putting everything in place the way it's supposed to. And you're like, okay, this was bad. We should never do this ever again. And like, this is great. How come we're not doing more of this? And
there's certain ceilings on things. Like you can't just pour infinite money into certain channels and it work forever. Right. And so you got to find the things and find out where the ceiling is before you start to lose, cap it, build another one. Right.
Exactly.
And so you're building all these channels out. You start to find traction for the things that are working. And as that money's coming in, you're now like, I need to do more than HVAC. I need to do like, what was the next step?
So whenever I started my business, I sat down and someone told me that I should write a 5-year plan. And where do I want to be at in 5 years? And then backtrack it year by year where I want to go. So in 5 years, I wanted to be a tri-trade company. And then my plan was to do it in year number 3. As a start, okay, now I bring on my second trade, and then I'll master that. Then I'll bring on my 4th trade in year number 4. And then by 5 year, I've got it.
Okay.
Whenever I was doing HVAC, and I literally ran into a licensed plumber at Lowe's. He was working there. And we started we were just talking, even though he was a plumber. And he's like, yeah, I'm a master plumber by trade. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I just got this job to make a little bit of extra money. He's like, I just work, by myself. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, so what are you doing with your license? Like, oh, nothing. I just do little jobs here or there. I'm like, you want to lease it? And it's like, you're trying to make extra couple $100 a week. I was like, I'll pay an extra couple $100 a week. You can quit this job right now. He's like, it's like, so you'll give me $200 a week, and all you have to do is just be able to run my number. I'm like, that's it. He's like, deal. I'm like, perfect. Let's do it. So that's how I launched plumbing into what I was doing. And again, at the time, did not like plumbing, knew nothing about plumbing. I kept hiring plumbers in, and the department was struggling the entire time we had it.
Why was it struggling?
So anytime you have a tri-trade company, right, there's always that 1 week trade that's not great. Plumbing, I just couldn't do it. I could not figure it out. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to market it. I didn't know how to hire the right guys to do it. The guys I were hiring, they could do the work, but they couldn't sell it.
Right.
And ultimately, every industry comes back to sales.
Right.
It failed. So I built it up. At one point I had 2 plumbers. I had a manager that was running it, and it was just bleeding money every single month. So we let everybody go. So, okay, we got to rebuild this. We have to start it. Still paying for the license. I don't want to lose it because now I've got trucks wrapped with that logo on it that say plumbing. Like, we can't take this off. During that time, I met a guy that was working at an electric supply store. I was picking up supplies for HVAC. And he's like, we started talking about it. And he's like, oh, my dad's a master electrician. He's retired. And now this is something I was planning on doing year 3 and 4. I'm on my first year in, still my first 12 months. And now I've got an electrical license available to me. So same concept. Started talking to him. We worked out a deal on the license.
Couple $100.
Couple $100 a week.
And
then let's do it. So now I've got electrical. Now, the difference was I was able to hire him in to run electrical, and electrical was actually doing decent. So I'm doing real good with HVAC. I'm doing decent with electrical. I am failing in plumbing. So we ran that for probably almost a year, and I was going to cap it. I was just going to terminate. I'm like, all right, dude, rewrap the trucks, get plumbing off it. I don't know how plumbers make money, and they're dirty. I don't want to deal with them anymore. And then eventually I met a guy that owned a plumbing company. And he's like, bro, I'd love to partner with you and build that plumbing department. And that was like the saving grace of that industry. Like he came in and he was able to revamp everything. He's like, well, one, you're way too cheap on like 90% of the stuff you have. Which, I mean, as perception of a homeowner, like I'm not in the plumbing industry. I don't know what the true cost is on doing stuff. I'm like, oh, well, that should be $100. He's like, $100? He's like, yeah. And you're paying them to go to work every day. I'm like, interesting. So he was able to come in. One, fixing price books was huge. Understanding how to dispatch and what skills are actually needed from the plumbers to be in a house and do what you're looking for.
Did you get into any of these like corporate training sessions for like how to run a business, this EOS and things like that?
So I actually signed up for Praxis. And that's the one from Jimmy Hiller out in Tennessee. And I went and saw his facility, saw how it was running. I was like, this is what I want to build. So I bought the program, and that's where I learned how to track numbers. Was in that program. It's like, oh, you're not tracking your numbers. You don't know what you're doing. Like even with the HVAC side, we were doing jobs, we were making money. Then I sat down with my counselor every week, and she's like, okay, let's run through a couple of your jobs. Okay. She's like, you did all that. She's like, this is what your true cost is. This is what you really made on the job. And I was like, ooh, this isn't great. So, and fixing my books was one of the first things that really fixed the company to grow.
So you started formulating it a little bit better, taking the pricing, making it a little bit more premium for you guys. Did you find out that your jobs fell off once you started upping your price on things?
No, not at all. Like so our repair prices were all in line with the market. We're on the low, like even now we're on the lower side of pricing, about mid to low side of where it should be, compared to some of the larger companies. But our equipment costs, I was so low on equipment that I didn't realize how low I was whenever we were putting it in, that we were basically giving it away and paying for the customer to take it. And I didn't know that. Like I was like, oh yeah, no, this looks good, until it's broke down.
And so you had somebody outside of that system right there. That's all you needed was a 6-month year course on that deal.
I mean, I still pay for it now, because I'll go back and I'll remember something like, hey, what was that thing they said about marketing? And I'll go back through and look at, okay, this and this, or like, hey, what was that? How do you, we're trying to figure out a market cap for an area that we want to really market here. Is it worth it for us? Well, let's go figure out market cap. And I go back, find my calculator from them, go put it in, and then figure out what is the potential of the area. Like it turns everything into a math problem, which makes it easy.
I've said that forever. Like people say, I want this many leads, I'll do whatever, and here's my budget. And it's like, look, it's just a math problem at the end of the day. Like, here's how many leads you want. This is how much they cost. I don't dictate how much they cost. We're going to give you what we can give you for the money that you're going to give us. And then it's up to you to answer the call, convert the call. You know, at the end of the day, those are the things that have to, you know, from you and your guys, like, and your marketing guys that you have with you. There's a 3-piece synergy that has to happen there, right? Knowing the budget, answering the calls, running the calls, closing the calls. That all has to work together. So how did you start to get the trust? Was it just you doing the marketing, or you're still with the same guy?
I'm still the same guy.
Okay.
He still runs it, because I mean, what he does, it works. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, I've had a bunch of people tell me that, you know, what he's doing, oh, that'll never work. You'll never do great. Huh? We're doing pretty good. I'm not mad at it. But like you're saying, it comes to a math problem. And I think this is where a lot of contractors don't understand it, because none of us went to school for marketing. None of us went to school for computers or technology. We don't understand that. And I don't think marketing does a really good job explaining how that works. I learned it from being in the life insurance, that just because you have a lead doesn't mean it means anything, right? You paid to get that name and number. What you do with it from there is up to you. And not everyone's going to be good. You're gonna buy some that are complete trash. It's just, what's the average of all of it, right? So if I get 3 names and numbers and I get one of them to become a customer, right? Let's say each one's $100 a piece. Well, we're $300 to get to a door. Right. And I think that's a lot of the math that a lot of these smaller guys miss, that you don't have somebody that's calculating it. You know, and understanding, hey guys, you're going to buy stuff that's not great. When
you have you buy 3 and 2 are no good, you still the cost of 3.
It still costs 3. No matter what. So if you're coming in going, oh, I want $100 a day budget and I want 15 leads. Okay. And I want a unicorn.
Exactly right.
I mean, we all have ones, right? Let's be real.
Did it take you a while before you could get to that point? Did you have expectations that were completely different?
So honestly, no. Like with life insurance, Yes, I expected life insurance. I put $100 out. I'm gonna get 15 leads back. I put $100 out. I got 2 names and numbers.
Yeah.
I paid $50 for a name and a phone number.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at $50 a pop, I was doing everything I could to make sure I got that name and number on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, no, we're not interested anymore. Well, hold on, wait. Before you're not interested, like, look, I understand. Obviously, you put a request in. At some point, there was an interest, right? You're working harder to make sure that does go to that appointment.
Yeah, you're not giving up on it.
That drive coming into HVAC was a huge game changer because now I'd get 10 numbers and maybe one picks up the phone. I got 9 more that we're going to call, for the next 30 days every single day.
Yeah. So you don't let those down the vine. Like, you're going to call them again every day for 30 days?
So the girls now in the office, they call them. They have their own calling system that they've set up that works for them. But whenever I was I'd double dial. You put your name and number on, within 5 minutes, I'm on the phone trying to call you. You don't answer, I'm hang up, call again.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's hustle. I mean, honestly, like you understand it's your dollar. And that's the thing that comes with growth too, because not everybody feels it the same way you feel it, right? And so when they say, I've called them back twice, they never answered. Well, does that mean it's dead? I mean, that's a lead that's out there, right? Now, over time, like you let it set for, first off, if it comes in as a form fill and you hadn't answered it in 24 hours, they've probably already found somebody else.
Exactly.
Right? And if they haven't and you call them back again, well, how long are you going to wait till the next one?
Yep.
It goes 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. Well, it's dead.
Especially in our industry, right? Yeah. We're in a now industry. You didn't call me to come look at your air conditioner because you're having a great day.
Yes.
You didn't call me because your toilet stopped up and you're good waiting until Monday.
Yes.
You called me because you want somebody there now, right? So especially like especially with social media marketing, right? They're on their phone scrolling.
Yeah.
They found it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. They click. If you can call before they put their phone down, chances are you get them on the phone. Once they set that phone down, they walk off. Like, the odds of getting back on the phone drop constantly.
Yeah.
You get them quick. Oh, you can get out here now? That's a high conversion rate versus, all right, I'm going to set my phone down.
Yeah.
Walk off. And then you're calling them, no answer, come back, random number. I don't know who that is. And if it's important, they would have left a voicemail. You know?
We would go back and we would talk to call centers as well. And we would say, hey, look, this is the way we got to coach you guys to do this. To be quite honest, like if a call comes in, you have to have that thing answered and called back in 30 seconds. If it's past 30 seconds and they were like 30 seconds, like we're looking at like 6 or 12 or 8 minutes, on some of these calls. And I'm like, at the end of the day, like if you get past 30 seconds, that thing's they're gone to the next person. The first person that does pick up, they're taking that lead and they're running with it. Right. And for them, for that consumer, it's a click.
Yep.
Which you're going to pay for. They don't pay for the click. You pay for the click.
Exactly.
And so if they're hitting another one, they can hit 50 of them in a row. It doesn't mean anything to them, but it means it to all of you guys and the first person to answer their phone because they're tired of clicking.
Yep.
And they're like,
absolutely.
Cool, finally got somebody. Can you get here today? Yes. No? Cool. Let me see somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. And so it's nice to kind of hear that from that side of it too, to understand like there is an urgency that comes with these leads. Like there is like seconds that are assigned to them, not days and hours and whatever. You know what I mean? So, well, that's cool. And so as you start to impose that to your team, how do you get them to feel that urgency without having to have it come out of their pocket?
So we create like a game out of it.
Okay.
Like excitement, right? So one of the I don't care who's on phones, right? Some people are absolutely deathly afraid of phones. Yeah. Like they're so scared that something's going to happen if they call somebody too many times, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the worst they're going to do? Yell at you? So, we'll hit them with like, hey, tell you what, if you can get 10 of these booked today or whatever, lunch is on me Friday. Or, hey, here's a bonus for whoever has the highest booking rate for the week.
Okay.
That way they are working these. Their bonuses are based on what can you do to perform to make it happen. Because everyone's, in the what's in it for me situation, right? Yep. If you walk in and go, hey, I need you guys to make 40 calls. Okay. I'll make 40 calls. I'll call the same number 40 times. 40, they're in. Versus, hey guys, I need 10 appointments for tomorrow. You guys get 10 appointments for tomorrow. Lunch is on me. Yeah. Or, hey, I need 10 appointments for tomorrow. An extra $20 a person or $50 a person, whatever it is. Yeah. They put the effort in to go get it. But getting somebody to double dial is probably the hardest thing to do because they're like, what if they say you called them twice? Like you're marketing, right? Yep. Have you ever double dialed anybody?
All the time.
It works.
Yeah.
It works so well. Yeah. And everybody's scared of it. Because dude, you call me one time, I'll ignore your call. Yeah. You call me a second time, this is weird. It must be important. Let me pick it up. Yeah. Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. You got me.
Well, how do you keep people accountable too? Because if you start putting rewards for people out there, you say, hey, you get 10 of these lunches on me. Right. Well, there's going to be people out there that are just go ahead and let me just book you. I don't really want an appointment. Cool. We'll just put you on just in case. And next thing you know, that tech runs out there and they didn't even want me there. I wasn't even supposed to be there. Right. But you got somebody that put 10 on there and now you got gas, truck, tech who's pissed, and it's loss of time for another one. How do you keep that from shifting?
I mean, I'll be honest, I really haven't ran into that being an issue.
Okay.
I mean, most of ours is demand though. It's not someone that's just calling because they want to talk to somebody.
Yep.
They want somebody out there. Well, let's get somebody out there. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't ran into a lot of that. I mean, and if I was in that situation, then we would postpone the reward till after it falls through. Let's make sure everything closes out the way it's supposed to, and then we go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of systems where people are trying to reward people for doing things, and then they get a little heavy-handed, or the call center gets heavy-handed in the books.
Yeah.
Right? And they start, hey, if I get 7 books in here, I get to get out of here for the day. Or if I get 10 books, I'm out of here for the day, or whatever.
Well, that's a lot in like life insurance, because that's a want, it's not a need. You know, it's not like no one's walking around going, man, I'm probably going to die tomorrow.
Yeah.
I should probably book that appointment, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, those ones, hey, can you get an appointment? You know, they'll do everything to push it. Then it's like, all right, we're going to ignore that call when it comes in. You know? So it's definitely different.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I love the fact that you're giving rewards and you're getting people to, feel the energy that you're feeling and giving them something for putting in a little extra effort, right?
Right.
It's going to help you at the end of the day, but it's also making sure that those leads that you have that are coming every day aren't just falling by the wayside because someone feels some kind of way about calling them back.
Right.
Saving those things. And so how long do you ask them to call them back for now? Do you have a system set up? Is there like a plan of this, and this all the way down?
So Autumn is my office manager, and she is amazing on the phones.
Okay.
She has a built out system for the girls. Like we ended up booking a lead that was like a year and a half old. That's just been sitting in there. But all of a sudden now they picked up the phone, they're ready to go.
That's crazy.
So, and this was for repair, right? Yeah. And now we're going out for a maintenance. But like whenever the girl that booked it came in, she's like, I booked this appointment. And it's like from 2024. I'm like, really? That's wild.
And they're just sitting in the queue and
they're just sitting on a sheet. They have a Google sheet that's got everything saved. We're not super technologically advanced.
Yeah.
They are still on Google Sheets.
Hey, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. All right. So you got a little bit of your marketing. You started digging into that. You started talking about like how leads are produced and how you're making sure that those are staying crafted. And now you get the leads and the guys are running. Do you have goals for those guys? Like, hey, you close out X many leads, or you close out, these many jobs, you get bonused out, or how does that happen?
So yes, I mean, there's bonuses for everything, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we run bonus on though are reviews. I want a good experience from the customer. Like from day one since we opened, it was how do we make sure the customers are happy and they love us, they like us, recommend us. Our guys are benefit more off of getting 5-star reviews on Google and getting referrals. If you can get those two things, you'll win every time. So like if they hit a minimum number a month, you get an extra $500, $1,000, whatever it is to hit that number of reviews.
That's interesting. That's a great way to do that, because if you think about this, those guys are going out and they have to be on their best all the way through that. They have to do a great job. It has to be on time. They have to, not wear their shoes in the house or make sure they don't get mud in there, or do all these different things as they're going through, right? And then they have to also sell the 5-star review at the end and get the 5-star review, right? Which means your overall business is going to be picked up by bonusing someone out for a 5-star review.
So a lot of companies and a lot of guys I talk to are like, oh, well, you can't make money doing things this way. You have to have a dollar amount set. And like the PE groups are big on it, right?
Yeah.
You have to have $1 per call to get in there.
Yeah.
If you go back to focusing on the customer and make sure that you did everything that they asked and you met all of their needs and they love you and they recommend you, they spend money with you every time.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where I think a lot of guys are missing this. If just take care of the customer, dude. You'll be surprised. The return's there.
And you're looking to make permanent customers as opposed to I got a good one this time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd rather have you for the next 10, 15 years than I get you one time today, and the next time there's a repair, you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
especially having tri-trade, right?
Yeah.
So if I burn you on your plumbing, you won't call me for your electrical or HVAC.
Yeah.
And we'll go above and beyond to make sure a customer's happy. We'll do everything we can. And it's like, obviously you can't keep everybody happy, but we'll go a long ways to try to prevent somebody from being upset with us.
Yeah, of course. I've seen a lot of multi-calls and, working with ticket prices and everything else just to make sure that 5-star review is a big deal, right?
Is.
Where are you at with your 5-star review now? 4.9?
We're at 4.9. We've got a little over 2,000 reviews right now, and we're barely over 3 years.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, reviews are like the biggest things we push on.
Okay. I love that tactic. That's I'm going to put that in my back pocket. That's a good one. As you're growing now, right? You've got the tri-trade. You said you're 3 years. You wanted to be tri-trade in 5, and you did it in 3.
Yeah.
Did it in 2?
Did it in 2 years.
Yeah, I did it in 2. Which one's carrying the load right now?
HVAC's our biggest department. HVAC, I mean, that was the original one. That was the bread and butter. That's what it's been built on.
Yeah.
I've put more money and energy into HVAC, and then with the plumbing and electrical now, they're growing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the goal is for one day plumbing to be just as big or bigger than HVAC.
Yeah. Do you see the scope that it can get bigger?
Oh, it absolutely can.
Yeah.
There's a huge opportunity in plumbing that's not there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's be honest, if something goes down your toilet, you don't want to take it off and dig in there.
No, you don't.
I mean, I'm not going to take it off and dig in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a huge thing. And dude, having kids, dude, I can't believe how much stuff can go down a toilet.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, we have an upstairs bathroom, and I'm done with it. Like, we should delete it.
Yeah.
Like, if that was an option in our house, just because I can't watch the kids and what they put down it.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we have found inside, dude, we can start a whole like toy box.
Yeah. We had one of my kids had a birthday party at our house, and he had opened a bunch of his gifts, and one of the other kids was over there and was really young and just started taking his gifts as he was opening them. He'd go into the bathroom and flush them. And then all of a sudden it was like clogged, and we couldn't find any of his gifts, and the other kid was just standing there like, so we recognized that he had thrown it all down there. We had to go get guys to pull the stuff out. And of course my kid didn't want those toys anymore or whatever. Right. But man, it's incredible. They just feel like it's a slide or something. They would just want to throw everything down it or whatever. And we live with a septic system, right?
Oh yeah. That's a totally different beast.
Yeah. You guys doing septic?
We don't do septic.
Okay.
No, so we do just residential HVAC or plumbing, and then into the city.
Do you plan on getting into septic?
So that's like a very small market. I mean, there's a couple of decent companies here doing it now, and like our plumber doesn't want to mess with it.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, and unless he changes his mind, I'm gonna follow his lead on it and just stay out of it.
So how many people do you have for each division?
So electrical, we have 4. Plumbing, we have 6, and then HVAC is 20 something.
Wow.
On HVAC.
Okay. So you can see the volume in that one and where you can send everybody to. Yeah, I understand that completely. And which one is growing the fastest?
So because electrical was so small, it's showing the biggest percentage growth.
Yeah.
But as far as revenue growth, actually plumbing, we doubled in plumbing size from last year to this year.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So that one's growing really well.
It's always cool to me to hear the stories like this where guys started in one thing. I fell into this area because I needed to make some money, and somebody said this was good. The next thing you know, they're like, this is profitable. Well, they go from like tech to a guy who's spearheading a bunch of stuff, right? Like,
right.
You start saying, what can I do next? And how can I add this on? And how can I do this? How do you do all of this adding without stressing your squad out?
Well, so Autumn runs the office, right?
Yeah.
She's great with stress.
Yeah.
Because I drop stuff on her all the time and like, hey, surprise, here you go, knock it out.
Yeah.
And then, she's like, why? But she handles it really well.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, there's definitely stress involved in it because it's a learning curve, right? It's just either fake it till you make it or, hire a professional that can do it.
Yeah.
And usually we start out with, hey, we're going to go and see what happens. And when it's not working, I'm going to find somebody that can make it work.
Yeah. Are you looking for a certain type of person to work for you?
Yeah, because I mean, you can find techs all over the place.
Yeah.
But if they don't fit the culture of the company, they're not going to work here. Your reviews will go down. No one wants to work with them. They're not pleasant to be around. Like, who wants to go to work where you hate showing up?
Right. What is the culture of the company?
So fun, excited, customer first, I want to say very family feel. Like, we do a lot of events. We'll go play laser tag with everybody. We're doing a cookout at the shop this week. Try to do stuff that involves everybody together and your families. Because I mean, dude, we spend 40 hours a week with each other.
Right.
So how do we keep that feel, but keep it fun, exciting?
Yeah, I've said that with our group as well. It's like, man, I see you guys more than I see my own family.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you think about that, like awake hours in the day, we're with each other more than with our people.
Yeah.
Why not respect that, and why not look for growth for those guys, and why not, try to give them everything that they need too, right?
Absolutely.
That family feels a really cool deal for you to, especially go out and take them to laser tag and games and stuff like that.
It sounds so stupid, man, because a lot of people, like if you have a technician that works for us, right? He's like, I'd rather not go, I'd rather have the money. Well, then we didn't interview you right. Because dude, I mean, $40 for laser tag versus giving you $40 cash, you're gonna get $40 and not hang out with us? Like, we're all supposed to be friends, man. We should all be getting along.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we feel like, dude, if money's your thing, by all means, but we want everyone that's having fun and exciting.
So what do you do when someone says that to you? I'd rather have the cash than the tickets.
It's very rare. I mean, normally I'd be like, all right, cool, we'll count you out. Or depending on who's there, somebody the other day was like, hey man, I'd rather just get the cash to go. He's like, yeah, they didn't have a cash value on it, so you can just forfeit it. I'll give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And they went. Then they had a blast.
Yeah.
Had a blast, loved it, and it was like, oh, that was awesome. I'm glad I went.
Yeah.
See, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss out because you were scared that you couldn't name.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like you see somebody in the office that you may be kind of edgy with because the job's been going weird or whatever, and now you see them in an environment's completely different than a casual environment, and you start to see them for who they are as a human.
Oh yeah, it's different because like this is the person you work alongside every day, and it's always, hey, hand me this, go do that. We got to go here, we got to do this. Hey, why'd you do it that way? Now it's like, you know, you're hanging out, you're just having fun. You know, you're having drinks or food or whatever it is, and just relaxing.
What is goal for this year?
So this year we're looking to grow all 3 departments. We're looking to expand our service area. So I mean, we have a heavy push this year to get to another level.
Do you have a number picked out of growth this year?
So we're pushing for a 30% growth minimum.
Okay.
So I mean, we're trying to get super, super aggressive.
Yeah.
This year, if it can all come together, I mean, we should do between 15 and 20 million this year in revenue.
So you're not trying to get 30% growth out of just Meta, correct?
No.
Okay. So what are you doing now?
So we're doing Google.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of direct marketing. Direct marketing is always hard though, because it's like a hit or miss. But we're also looking at this year trying to acquire more companies. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys now that are getting old, that they're ready, they're done. Yeah. But they've got a 30-year-old customer database that's just sitting there.
Yep. Oh. We've had a couple of guests on here for plumbing HVAC as well. And one of them was a billionaire homeowner's home service industry. And he said his number one thing was to go find people that had been doing this for a long time and go get and acquire them. He said that was the best way to go about this because these guys who have been working on these people and they became friends with them, they'll just go fix a wire or two, you know, to keep it going, just to keep it going. And he said, I've got so many houses. Next thing you know, I had a list of you know, nothing had been changed in 10 years for any of these houses. And now I was picking them up and everything needed to be done in the next year and a half, right, for these homes. He said that was the biggest revenue jump that I ever had when it came to, you know, home services and growth. He's like, finding people and doing things is a much slower model, doubling the people I have on the inside and the infrastructure internally. But when you start to get those, because I didn't necessarily even need the people they had working there. I just needed their list. Yeah. You know,
it's the older generation that's phasing out is running the companies the way that the customers want them ran, right? Where it's that you actually care about me. You're not just coming in with that mentality of, okay, what am I going to sell you today? Right? That's how our business model lines up. So for us to work with some of the older guys that are ready to phase out, that are ready to go, you know, right off in the sunset, enjoy what's left of their years, we can now take their customers and do the exact same thing that they've been used to. And they fit perfectly in with our guys and the way that we run the company.
Yeah, you're not switching models. You're trying to pick up and do the same thing for guys.
All we're doing is the same service with a new name, but it's for you as someone that's built this industry or built their company for 40 years, they have a lot into it. Like they've invested, it's like their baby, and you have to give your baby away at some point. That's hard to do. So it's kind of easier for them to do it that way than it is, you know, just let them go and see who they end up with. Yeah.
Do you have people that you've targeted so far that you want to pick up?
There's been a few.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked with quite a few of them. It's so hard because it's like you have to have that really awkward conversation of like, hey man, I know you're getting older. How do I say you're getting older without, you know, telling you that you're old? Yeah. You know, and then it's, you know, letting them see that, hey man, you're not just turning this over to somebody. You know, I'm not some private equity firm out of New York that's going to come in there and put a number on them and just flip them, right? Yeah. Like I'm someone that, hey, we're going to bring them into us and see how fast we can build and keep private equity out.
Do you plan on ever going private equity?
I don't think I could, just because I'm not good with corporate. I think they have rules against hand tattoos. I mean, there's a lot that I probably couldn't do it with. And I don't want to get to a company that I'm so based on the numbers that I forget about the personal connection with customers. Like a customer could call me and get me on the phone. Yeah. Like I'm not some magical person that lives, you know, in some other world. Yeah. So, and I like that.
Yeah. There's a number. What's the sweet spot for HVAC companies? Like 30 million?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah.
30 million, everything's good. You're solid. You're a decent size. You got a lot of moving parts, but you're not the part where you have to start incorporating everything and getting really real to the line and watching everything.
Yeah. Have you had PEs come after you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get probably 3 or 4 emails a day.
Yeah. And how does that feel?
I mean, it feels good. It feels like, you've built something that somebody else wants to buy, right? So you've done the work that they're like, okay, I want this now. How do I get it? We actually just hired a guy from one of the larger PE companies in here, and he's like, yeah, your name's come quite a few times in meetings. We're like, oh yeah, you're on their radar to be purchased.
That's cool.
I'm like, well, they're probably in my inbox.
For sure. As you go to start building this out, you said you had a 5-year plan, right? Does the 5-year plan get chewed through, or does the 5-year plan adjust every year?
So I redo the plan constantly.
Okay.
So whenever I initially started, and one of the first things that they were saying when you build out your plan, right? Make sure you do things in the time that you set it, which I learned with the plumbing. I was not ready for a plumbing department. So I spent the money, put it out there. I was wrong. It failed over and over. I did pull it ahead before it was ready. I should have let it play its course the way it was supposed to. But by pulling it ahead, I was also able to get there early. I just had to go through a lot of struggles I wasn't ready to face at the time. But I mean, it worked out. I mean, if you're playing scared, you're not going to grow. Yeah. Like you have to go out and say, see what happens.
Let's move.
Worst thing that happens, it all falls apart and you rebuild it again.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get that and you're growing it up, do you take it back down to a nucleus, or do you go to ground zero?
I mean, I guess it depends how hard you fall.
Yeah. I mean, have you fallen that hard?
No. I mean, I've been very fortunate. Like, I don't know if it was just luck or what happened. The lowest part we got was at the very beginning with the marketing, when I couldn't, with home warranty cut us off, no idea how to market, no customer database. Like that was rock bottom. That was like, dude, I've got 30 days and we're done. Yeah. And at that point, it's like, okay, I need to get my foundation laid out. Like I need to figure out where we're at and let's start building back up. It's kind of like Legos, man. Tear it apart, you can build it back. All the pieces are still there, just where they go.
What do you think is the difference between someone like yourself who's willing to give that, a go over and over and over again versus the other people that don't feel that way? Do you think that is confidence? Do you think that is desire? Like, what do you think separates?
It's hard, man, because like, I don't think I'm dumb, but I think I'm too dumb to see the failure. Yeah. I can't see where it's all falling apart, right? Where it's like, it's going to work. Yeah. Well, that's my only option, right? Yeah. Where I think some people, they weigh their risks out like, oh man, well, if I do this, it doesn't work, then I'm out. Or if I do it this way, it could work, but what if it doesn't? And they keep defaulting back to the what ifs of if it does fail.
I use this term all the time for myself. I say, yeah, man, I have blind confidence. Yeah. And it's not the fact that I'm not cocky about stuff. I believe in what we're doing. Right. But I have blind confidence because we're just going to make it work. Like it's going to happen. And somebody's like, how do you know? You haven't gone that route before. Well, I know how hard I'm going to push. I know the effort I'm going to put into it. I have blind confidence that I know what we're going to do is going to work out for us. Yeah. And it sounds like that's kind of where you're going, or that's what you're saying, or at least I felt that. I mean,
that's the direction I'm heading with it. Where it's like I don't think I can fail. Not that I think it's impossible. I can't. Right. Yeah. It's just I keep looking at the positives. It's kind of like manifestation. Right? Yeah. You're constantly manifesting what you want in life. Like, dude, the reels I watch are all about success. They're all about people doing these cool vacations and checking out these these cool cars, stuff like that. Yeah. I watch that stuff constantly. And like, if you look at my social media, like on my Facebook post, I do inspirational quotes every day. Yeah. And it's not necessarily for the people that are on my page. It's because every time somebody likes it, reacts it, comments on it, it takes me back. I get to read it again. Yeah. So dude, like the other day, somebody liked a post I did probably a month ago. And it brought back up of, so-and-so liked your post. So I read the post and I'm like, that was actually a really good one that day. Yeah. I like that one. Yeah. And so the same way where some people are like, oh man, I needed that today. Well, I needed it whenever you liked it because apparently I was feeling it. And I needed something to pick me back up.
Well, how do you balance that and the same person feeling like, oh, that guy's cheese?
I mean, if you don't like it, I still like it. I mean, I don't want to say I'm like, I don't care. I mean, what are you going to do? Like I had some dude the other day, or actually it was today. He was messaging, like commenting all kinds of crappy things on one of my posts. I'm like, okay, you win. You're mean, big guy. I'm going to go back over here and go cry in my corner. Yeah. Yeah. It's always a balance for me too. Because I sit there and think like, you want to be real with people. Right. But sometimes people don't see that approach as real. They see it as, oh, you're saying something to me so you seem motivational, or you're saying something to me so you can seem enlightened or whatever. It's like, look, man, we're all going through our struggles, right? This may be for you. It may be for me. Like at the end of the day too, like it's okay with saying something positive, Exactly. And like, it's one of the things people don't think about being a leader and, you know, being the one that's on top is everybody's looking at you. If you're having a bad day and they can see you're having a bad day, it's going to affect them and what they do.
Right.
Like, there's been times in the company, like I walk in, dude, like everything's falling apart. Like one of the hardest things, especially when you're growing and scaling, is cash flow.
Yeah.
Dude, there's times I've gone to the company, it's like, crap, dude, I got to make payroll in 3 days and none of my financing is hit. None of these jobs have cleared the bank. Like, how are we going to make payroll in 2 days? Like, I am stressed out. If I walk in and you can read on my face, or you can see there's a problem, the whole office is going to drop. You know, it's like, or man, we do need revenue. I do need sales to happen right now. I can't go in and be like, hey guys, go out there and go sell everything you see.
Yeah.
No one's going to be motivated by that. They're not even going to want to do that. You know, so it's like, how do you drive with inspiration? It's a great day.
Yeah.
My whole world's burning around me, but this is my fire.
Yeah.
You know?
It is pretty cool though, once you start to set that up, and even though it is burning around you sometimes, it still feels like a relief because it, like you said, it is your fire.
Yeah.
You know, you get in this thing and you're excited about it, and it does truly wear you down at points. I mean, there's times I've laid in bed and stared at the ceiling like, how am I going to bridge from this gap to this gap? You know, how am I going to be able to get that done? And, you know, you make it happen, you make it work, you know, and, you know, I don't know how many times you've done it, but I've not paid myself several times, you know, over the, you know, throughout my time doing this. And it's like, that feels good too, that you can sacrifice that and take care of the people you promised you were going to take care of.
And that's one thing with being a business owner that a lot of people don't think about. It's like, oh, you're on top, so everything must be nice and cozy up there. No, you're last.
You're last.
Like, you are dead last. It's your employees first, then it's your business. And then after that, if employees are done, business is done, your vendors are paid, then you can get paid afterwards. So yeah, going without paychecks. Oh, absolutely. There's been times where I've gone months without paychecks. I'm like, okay, just got to float it. You know, you're calling the finance company like, hey man, can I move this payment to the back of the loan for this month just so I get through? Or, oh, you got a new car? Yeah, I had to skip payment. So, you know, there's been times like that in the business where it's like you have to do a lot that looks different from the outside versus what you're really going through.
Yeah.
And no, it does feel good. Like at the end of it, it's like, you know what? Hey, I was able to make that sacrifice, but I did it for all of them because everyone that came in here, they trusted me to make sure they could feed their family.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure they can do that.
Yeah, we're very similar when it comes to that, man. It's a very proud moment when you can feel like you're investing in your employees and you're investing in your team.
Yeah.
You know, these people are saddling up with you for a long time, and it feels great to, you know, be able to put that back, you know, and so, and watch them grow and their families grow, and for them to come back and say, oh, I got this, or I did this, or whatever. That's really cool.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Whenever they come back and it's like, hey man, we just bought our first home, or, you know, hey, I just got a new car. Dude, I am stoked for you right now, man. Yeah. Like, I don't care what it was. Like, I'm happy that, dude, that was something you were working for and you got it. You achieved it.
Yeah. What are you working for?
Dude, right now it's freedom, man. I'm trying to grow and build something that we're building where I have my freedom, my time back. Cause it's 7 days a week, man. You're always thinking about it. You're always working on it. It's like, how do you go on vacation and set your phone down and walk away? Yeah. If I get to the point that I could set this thing down right here and like leave it like on an island somewhere for like 6-7 days. Wow. I'm in. Yeah. So
what's the longest you've gone without using your phone?
How long have we been on this interview? Dude, the first time I was able to set it down was last year. I went on a South African hunting trip. Yeah. And I was able to actually be away from the phone for a week. And it was like the coolest, most freeing feeling ever. Mostly because you have no service anywhere you go. Yeah. So it's like, hey, check this out. Oh man, we're lost. I'll check the GPS. No, I won't. Yeah. We're lost.
Yeah. That was 1 year in?
No, that was just last year.
Yeah. 2 years in.
Yeah. So we were 2.5. So I hit my 3-year mark August of last year.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I went to Vermont for 4 days. Every morning for the first half of the day, I'm sitting in a lodge, everybody's skiing around me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, you're doing it, right? And so you just want to make sure that things don't hit the ground, or you're not overtaxing people, or you're doing the things that need to happen for everything to keep moving, right? And so, all right, I'm put it for in 1 year from now, I'm going to walk and have a vacation and not pick up anything that I'm working on. All right. I'm setting that goal.
Yes. That's awesome. No, so back to that though, whenever we first opened, I had a trip to Hawaii booked with my wife, and I was like, it was before I started the business, coming from solar. I think I was in business like 3 or 4 months. Yeah. And I was like, how am I going to walk away? And it was only for a 4-day trip. I was leaving on Thursday, come back Sunday. Like it was just for a few days, get away with me and her. And I remember being there Thursday and Friday at 3:00 in the morning. I'm on my phone, or I'm on the computer working with the guys back home while I'm trying to be on vacation. And so I spent most of the vacation on the phone and working.
How does the wife deal with that with you?
Dude, she's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like for someone that, you know, whenever we got married, I had a stable job to, hey, I'm going to go reset our whole lives on us here. She's been extremely supportive.
Yeah.
Like most of this is, because of her.
Yeah.
She has the structure in the organization I didn't have. She's got the one computer skills because I suck on a computer to help me set up CRMs, and then balancing the like the accounts and all that stuff and doing all that. Like she's incredible at that.
Yeah, it sounds like we got the same setup, for sure. So, but it is cool, man. I really believe that personally, like the other half is what allows you to have the freedom to feel like you can accomplish anything, right?
Oh, it is.
If I was going home and defending myself at home every single day, I can understand why I would not want to have that fight every day,
Absolutely.
And it's not just the person on that's just like, I don't think I have it in me. Maybe they just don't want to battle that every day. The battle becomes too much. And so that's what I'm saying same thing with my wife. I feel like I can accomplish anything because she believes I can.
Exactly. That's a huge part. Cause if you think about it, like you said, go home and battle every day. So you battle all day at work. Then you go home and you're battling with somebody at home. Well, how come you weren't home? How come you didn't do this? Like that whole first year in business for the most part, right? My wife was basically a single mom.
Yeah.
I left out before her and the kids got up. I was home after the kids were in bed. We barely saw each other. She had to basically run the entire house without me as if I never existed. It was 7 days a week. You're in the service industry.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sundays are working days.
Yeah.
She barely saw me. We'd be loading up to go to the zoo. I got to go run a call. I can't get a tech to pick up. I can't anyone else to run it. I have to go.
Yeah.
Ruins our whole weekend plans. Dude, we did that for months.
Yeah.
And like my wife, she comes from a background where her dad's a pastor and, she grew up in the church and she likes to go to church every Sunday. And there was a long stretch in that first beginning where we didn't go to church because I couldn't get off to go. I constantly was at work or had to get other stuff to do. Like I had no time. So the sacrifices that she did the first year, were insane.
I see you pointing at her phone. You're connected with her right now.
Yeah. No, she's on there.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like we always think about, I said you're connected with her, but it's like, this is how I think of like when I'm talking to my wife, like first thing I do is I got to talk to her, whatever, it's like, it's a really cool when it's like, they're the first person you think of when you think about.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, it's because dude, for so long, this is how I communicate with her. Cause she didn't see me. So it's like, how are we going to do it? We're going to hop on the phone real quick and have that conversation. But
your lifeline.
Yeah, exactly. The lifeline. That's like, man, like when you're having that bad day, you're out in the truck, you're driving. It's like, who am I going to call? Well, she'll pick up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I remember in one of my first jobs, not my first jobs, one of my latter jobs, I spent 6 months a year in China, like working in factories, figuring out things and how to do procurement and everything else, And so I remember my wife, I had young kids and she called me one time. She was like, I don't know that we can do this anymore. Like, I'm raising my kids by myself. And it wasn't like I got to come home every night.
Right.
I was 6 months out of the year I was gone. And I remember that phone call that I got and I said, I need to be on a plane tomorrow and I'm not coming back ever again. Right.
Yeah.
There are those hard decisions you make for the people that you're doing it for. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Thankful for the time that she did put up with that for 5 or 6 years in a row, But at the end of the day too, it's like, there's an honest conversation of like, hey, like we got kids here. We got family here. Like, let's get the scope right.
No, absolutely.
And that's a hard thing too for people who are driven, people who feel like they can accomplish anything. Cause that you can get pretty far out there when you're, when the sky's the limit for anything that you're working on or anything that you're doing. You're like, yes, I'll accomplish it. I'll kick every door down. I say a prayer all the time. God, please don't put any doors in front of me that you don't want me going through. Cause I'll kick them down. Like, just don't let that happen. And so he pulled a door away from me when we had our call, and so that was a good one, you know?
No, and that's it too with the, taking the opportunities away. Cause especially like in entrepreneurship and you have that drive and that goal to succeed and it starts snowballing. You get so hyper focused on it that you're winning, but you forget that at home, what are you doing for her? Because remember, this was her sacrifice too. She may not be there, shoulder to shoulder with you in the day to day, but she's the background that very easily falls off. And it's like, man, I still owe it back to her to get back and, give her the attention and, what she needs.
Yeah. Well, I know that you've built this HVAC company, this Tri-Trade up for quite some time, right? And so, I actually wasn't quite some time. Like you went through it and then you've grown pretty fast in a short amount of time. But you also said you have another business.
Yes.
A veterinary business?
Yes, a veterinarian office.
Tell me how someone who is took the path you did, ended up just scooping up a veterinary clinic?
So about 3 or 4 years ago, the doctor my mom worked for, she's always been a practice manager for him for like the last almost 30 years. I've known this guy my entire life.
Yeah.
He's always owned vets offices. She's worked for him. She's managed them. She's ran them. He finally sold out to a corporate company. They came in. He's like, hey, it's a good company. You'll be good. And PE took over. And it was like the worst experience my mom she's ever done.
Yeah.
And then me and him started talking. And he's like, dude, if you want to buy one, he's like, I'll coach you through the whole thing. How to start it, how to build it, how to run it. Yeah. He's like, first thing you need to do, you need to find a small practice that's either going out of business or the guy's ready to retire.
Yeah.
I found a small vet office in Florida where the guy was ready to retire. He was done. He was out. So I'm like, cool, let's talk about it. We get on the phone, start talking numbers. We come to a deal on the business. And this is about a year and a half ago. And I tried to close on it. Could not get a loan for it. The business, the financials were too messed up. The business revenue did not sustain the debt that they wanted to. I couldn't get a loan. So we ended up, I'm like on the phone, like, look, I'm trying. We do owner financing. I won't do owner financing. I'm like, well, this is falling apart.
Yeah.
So I started saving money, trying to get as much as I could. I called him back December of this last year. And I'm like, hey, I've been saving money. I want to buy you still. What you for sale? I was like, well, I'm closing December 31st. This is like November 29th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. It's like, well, I've already sold the building. Crap. How much you want for the business?
Yeah.
So we ended up working on a deal on the business, bought the business, and then got my mom to run it. So now I found a doctor that he wanted to run a vet's office the way he wanted to run it, which aligned with my values on business and handling customers and working with them. So me and him worked out a deal to partner up to go into it. And then he's my lead DVM. My mom's the practice manager that runs it. And that thing is running flawlessly. Like we are 1 month, a little over a month into business so far. And it's kicking butt.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes you find a system and you find like the people that you can plug and play.
Yeah.
That sounds like you were, really trying to hustle to get that up. But once you found out, even through this HVAC, you learned the model, right?
Exactly.
So now you just had a couple other people that were in another industry and you just wanted to apply this model to what they were doing.
That's exactly what it is. So like the same thing, the same principles that I applied with the HVAC company and the way I wanted to run is the same thing that we put into the business over there. Yeah. Identical. So like I'm really big on uniforms.
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest thing with my guys, my technicians, the office staff is you should be dressed the part as a professional. Yeah. You want people to respect you, be respectful.
Yeah.
So same thing over there. Implement uniforms for the team, implement uniforms for our guys here. The building needs to be clean, taken care of. The building is spotless now over there. Same thing. Our building needs to be clean, taken care of. Your truck should be clean, taken care of, and give the customer a 5-star experience so they can't help but tell their friends and neighbors. And that's exactly what they're doing. We've done $0 in marketing and we have like skyrocketed in appointments per day and revenue in the office. It's been incredible.
Did you get a new building that wasn't a clinic beforehand?
So we're still renting that building from the previous owner. Okay. I have a few more months, but I actually bought a new building that we're doing a build out in right now. Okay. So I've got the construction crews over there building it out, the office the way that we want it built to maximize, efficiency and something new for the area.
That's crazy. Have you been to ISS lately?
No, it's been a few years.
Been a few years.
Dude, I saw a TikTok the other day. It's like, oh, you graduated in 2009. You've been out of school for like 17 years or something like that. And I was like, whoa. That's a long time. That's like your whole like high school experience. I've already lived outside of high school.
Yeah.
Your whole school experience.
Yeah. Cry me a river on that deal. 1995.
You graduated 1995?
Yeah.
All right. I was 4 years old.
Yep. That means this is a big year for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be 50 years old this year.
Oh, congratulations, man. That's exciting.
I'm exciting. I'm excited about it. Honestly, like I never thought I would live past 30. My whole life, I never thought I would. Just kind of, I don't know, you have this vision of how things will go in your life or whatever. And made 30 and my 30s were the best years of my life. And then I had my 40s and they've been the best years of my life. And, I feel like I did when I was 27 or 28. I don't feel any different. Like I got gray hair on my chin.
Yeah.
But I don't feel any different. Like I feel excited for accomplishing things and I got as much energy as I have and I'm working around the clock, doing things that I really love and the passion's there and things are working out and they're growing and man, are the 50s going to be the same way? I hope so.
Dude, I hope so, man. That's awesome, dude. I mean, that's You look good for 50. I didn't think you were 50.
I still got all my hair on my head.
Dude, that's a win, man.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it for a little bit. What do you do for hobbies nowadays?
Dude, now most of my hobbies are going out in the boat with the kids or trying to travel and go do something fun, exciting. Mm-hmm. I mean, having kids was a life changer. Before kids, I mean, I had all kinds of hobbies. There was all kinds of fun things to do. Now it's, how do I incorporate into them? I like to go hunting, take them shooting, stuff like that.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 13.
Okay.
And then from there, it's 6, 5, 3, and 1.
Busy.
Yeah.
You have been busy.
We had terrible internet before we moved.
Well, congratulations on all that. That's super sick.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, it sounds like you got a household full. You're not running off doing anything. So free time would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just dude, my wife went away for the weekend for her birthday last week, and it was great just to get away for a couple days. Like, man, no kids. Yeah. Like, no one's in here at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my son's room is right above ours.
Yeah.
And yes, well, he has a Tony box. You know what that is? Okay, so this new thing for kids now. It's this little box that you put characters on, like The Lion King or Frozen or whatever it is, and it plays the songs from it and talks to them and everything else. Mm-hmm. Bro, it sounds like a rave party in his room every morning around 4:30. So, like,
how old is he?
He's 5.
Okay.
So you hear the and then comes the dancing. I'm like, all right, cool. I've got like 30 minutes left on my alarm, but apparently it's now.
It's now, yeah. Well, I'll tell you right. Cherish those moments, because I've got a 20, going to be 21 in a few months, and a 17-year-old, 2 boys. And when I walk in the door, there's no more dad's home.
Yeah.
I mean, they're my best friends, but at the end of the day too, it's like that celebration of youth and who they see you as and how important you are just to their day of walking in the door. Like, you may have the dogs run up to you and say, what's up? But man, cherish those moments, because those are fleeting, Yeah. You got a lot of games you're going to?
So my son played football last year. I don't know if he's playing this year or not. He hasn't decided. He's like, I may drop football.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's all right. They've got cheerleading. You can do cheerleading, Yeah. So just trying to give him a hard time, but he's like, that was then. My 5-year-old's just at the age now where it's okay. We can start putting him in some stuff now. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this year pans out for sports and games.
You collecting anything?
Not really significantly, man. I mean, I'm like an anti-clutter person. I'm so scared that like I'm gonna end up like in a hoarder house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nothing. Everything's got to go.
Was that a part of your growing up?
Not really. My parents had a bunch of animals growing up.
Okay.
And like they had like my mom still has a bunch of animals. They got like cows and horses and pigs and goats, and I think they have tortoises. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not an animal person. Yeah. I have a dog. I like my dog.
Yeah.
3 days a week at least. And it's like I'm so scared of like. So, and this maybe come from the industry, right? You go into a house and it's like you have trails that you walk through.
Yeah.
And I just don't ever want to have a house like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like terrifying. And then my wife.
You're talking about trails in the grass?
No, I'm talking like trails in the house.
Wow.
Like you walk into like some houses, man, it's like, and I know hoarding's like an issue with some people. Mm-hmm. Like they collect everything. And like, dude, I walked in a house one time, man, and it's like in the living room, there was this trail that was narrower than this chair that you walk through. And there was a chair there that the dude sat in, and his wife sat on a mattress in front of the TV, which was just like a crowd of stuff. And I'm like, I can smell all of this. How do you live in this?
Wow.
And that's, So no collecting of anything. I collect cars, I guess.
No, we're the same way. And, I think that, a lot of the time how you treat the things that you are involved in really shows how you're going to do everything in your life, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to, your surroundings, you're going to take care of those? The job you do, you're going to take care of it? Your hygiene, are you taking care of it? All of those things kind of go lock and step with how you present yourself to the world, because it's just pulling back the curtain on who you are, right? You walk in to see a bunch of hoarding and junk and stuff everywhere. You open someone's, car, there's like stuff falling out the doors. You're like, okay, what else is happening in your life that you're doing this with? That
is my biggest pet peeve. So I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. So like my technicians, that's one of the biggest things. You cannot have trash in your cab. You can't have it up on the dash. The trucks need to be clean. Because the first thing you go to a customer's house and like, oh, you have a business card? Yeah, let me grab one for you. You go out and you open the door and all your Red Bull cans fall out.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's how they're going to perceive you now, is that person just throws trash in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's 100%. I noticed when you pulled up in a nice vehicle outside.
Yeah.
When'd you get that?
I had it for about 4 months now.
Oh, congratulations!
Thanks.
That's awesome. You into cars?
Yeah, so I do like cars.
Okay, that's your collection.
Yes, that's my collection. I was gonna say, yeah, I guess I do collect those, but I mean, my wife should be proud though, because I look at way more cars than I buy.
Yeah,
and I think that she should really appreciate that more than she does.
Does she appreciate that?
Well, she's like, well, we're running out of garage space. That's okay. We have a driveway.
We have a driveway.
They can go there.
What's on the list?
So my daily, I have a Tundra that I drive around usually. And then I've got a Rolls Royce for like special occasions, going out on date night.
Very nice.
The 911, I've started dailying that a lot just because it's a blast. That car's so much fun to drive.
Yep.
And then I bought an EV Hummer. Like as a kid, dude, a Hummer was the dream truck, man. I wanted one of those. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to getting a Hummer. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's going to be electric. And then we've got my wife's car.
And what she got?
She has an Escalade.
Nice.
Just the real basic Rockwall mom car.
The bus, yeah. 100%, yeah. No, I do a lot of car rallies, so I'm into cars and performance of the vehicle. So it's always cool to see like somebody and hear kind of their backstory and kind of what they're into. But honestly, like for someone who walked in the door, and honestly, we've said a few words to each other before.
Right.
We got introduced to each other, over a text message and had a short conversation about this. I really didn't know what to expect coming in here. I'm really proud of you for building this thing as fast as you built it, man. That's from somebody who spent a lot of time in ISS, like myself, to somebody who just jumped into some services and then kind of jumped around a little bit. But then once you caught fire, you really kind of dug in. It's done well for you. So I'm really proud for you, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
That's pretty cool. And for you to inspire these other guys that are out there wanting to do the same thing, if you could say something to anybody, what would it be?
Dude, all the doubt that you have, everything that you think can fail is a possibility, but it's not necessarily your reality. I mean, it's your obsession is going to lead you to where you want to go. Like, I obsessed over this company, dude, day in and day out. If you're doing the same thing, find someone that's doing what you're doing and copy it. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm not a big reader at all. I've learned to like reading because it's brought me a lot of success from doing it.
Yeah.
There's a book called Steal Like an Artist. It's literally, the book is this big. It's all big print. You can read the whole thing in like 45 minutes, but it just has little small clippets about how to take what somebody else is doing, how to make it your own and go out and do it. I mean, that's everything that you have is done that way. Everything you see has been done that way.
Yeah, 100%. Well, where can people find you at?
I mean, Facebook, my Instagram, I hardly ever go on, or TikTok. Yeah. Those are the two.
You want to give them the locations of those, they can find them?
And I think on Facebook, it's just Brandon Copeland. And then on TikTok, I think it's Brandon Copeland 469.
And they can reach you for your services?
469-720-4440.
And that's, what's your website address for your company?
CopelandAirTexas.com.
All right. So if you guys need any AC, you guys need some plumbing, you guys need some electric, that's your guy.
Definitely give us a call. We'll show you how to get the 5 stars, how we earn it.
Well, I appreciate you, honestly. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, everybody, until next time, that's the Blueprint.